I forgot to record. But yeah. I hate AI.
As well as a bunch of things that are going to impact your
Let me preface this for those that defend AI. I'm okay with AI being an assistant tool. When it tries to replace the entire process is when I have a problem. Because 80% of the time is useless. 10% of the time is annoying. And 10% of the time is... No, 100% of the time it's not even made for the people that you're claiming to helping. You don't know crap about it. Generative AI shouldn't be a thing because it doesn't do anything to help. AI was meant to be a help per tool, not a I'm going to replace everyone tool. You show how corrupt and messed up your company is if you start shoving AI and everything. You show how replaceable your company is.
Experience directly. So, YouTube themselves is not to blame for the view count thing.
Look, I think they're obfuscating it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Funny joke. What's funny is I probably am smarter than some people that go to college. And I only went for a little bit. Would I like to go back? Probably. But that's neither here nor there. He's gonna say that it's partially due to ad block, which makes sense. But I think it's obfuscating. I think they're intentionally not counting those people, even though those people are still watching your video. They're intentionally not counting them because they're not watching the ads. How does that make sense? I don't know.
At least not entirely, because the truth is that something did change, and thanks to investigative coders, we actually know exactly what happened to all of those views. But it's not the end of the story, because we need to talk about YouTube's ecosystem. It is changing, and there is a climate of pressure that is, well, making creators think that a lot of these AI experiments are going to be dangerous to their livelihood. God.
They're absolutely going to ruin your livelihood. We need a new video platform. We need one yesterday. The second one appears that will kind of pay me when I get so many views. Jumping ship. Even if they pay me half of what YouTube used to pay me. Because I'm slowly getting less and less because of YouTube. Arcanius. Hi!
Damn, YouTube recently had an event where they announced so many features that kind of just look like shitty AI slop. Ever look at
They're all slop. They don't kind of look like it, they are slop.
the greats in YouTube and wonder, how do they get those silky
We
transitions
react
or that cinematic
one more
B-roll?
video and
Well,
then
today's
we go on
sponsor,
to play games.
Storyblocks is a huge part of the equation, and it's a bit of kit that I wish I had years ago. So here's what it actually is. Unlimited access to stock video, music, sound effects, and, this bit's the kicker, After Effects templates, which will let you punch way above your weight. These are things like smooth map animations, data visualizations, clean lower thirds, and of course they're templates you can customize to your own needs. It's one subscription that lets you download anything that you need. So just think about those shots that you wish you had. Aerial cityscapes, inside a data center, historical footage, abstract tech visualizations, stuff that could cost you thousands to shoot or license traditionally. And with Storyblocks, you search, you download in 4K, and suddenly you'll have your explainer video with production value that massively punches above your weight. And their licensing is completely clear for YouTube as well. That means no copyright strikes, no demonetization surprises. It's a tool we've used before, and I know, especially with the documentary-style content I would love to make, like the life and times of Bobby Kotick, I'll be using it again. So whether you're just starting out or you're trying to level up your production, check out storyblocks.com/Bellular. The link is below. I'll begin in the views thing though. So YouTube gave an update on the situation a few days ago. There's a link in the description, and just like we suggested, restricted was not the sole culprit here. Now, they confirmed no meaningful change in the population of the restricted mode recently, and that it's a separate feature from the age protection rules. But here's the key part. They are, quote, not using AI to automatically enable restricted mode for viewers. And according to
Lie.
YouTube...
That's a lie. People have been noticing that it was on when they didn't have it on before.
All their systems are working correctly, and they weren't trying to gaslight everyone. But they did suggest that the problem could be multifaceted. They said they couldn't explain the view count drop with one answer. So, what could it be? There have been theories, maybe a return to baseline performance, maybe back to school, which I think a lot of us would disregard out of hand as the causal factor here. Maybe it's a better competition between creators. It could be, though.
Both of those have been disproven.
But various creators have already debunked these things to various degrees as being universal problems. But YouTube suggested something else, ad blocking software, that might be impacting view reporting accuracy. Now, importantly,
they're basically trying to blame the people that use adblock. The issue being that hey, I fixed it. I don't know what this is for though. Weird. All right.
They framed this very specifically, that this is not a change in how YouTube counts views. No, it seems the problem is actually somewhere else. Now here's the thing, YouTube still counts views that they can see.
Counts views that they can see. They can see all of them. They quite clearly can.
But as it turns out, many of your views have been invisible to them, and even right now are invisible to them, even if you are watching this video. Yes, you could be watching my face, thinking that you are viewing a thing on YouTube, and that view would be counted. But actually, there's a massive chance it isn't. So, one day after YouTube's post, YouTuber Theo Joe took them at their word. You know, if the problem wasn't YouTube's fault, then it must be somewhere else. And
it is their fault. They just don't want to fix it.
That triggered a memory.
Because it lets them pay
See,
less.
He had once blocked some YouTube telemetry URLs that were tracking user activities. The result? He kept getting recommended a video, as if he had never watched it. Then some digging found more evidence. Ad blockers like uBlock Origin work through a block list of URLs, and that block list got updated with text blocking youtube.com/API/stats/ATR. Now, when do you think this was merged into the adblock extensions? August 12th. Right when the problem was first noticed. So, yeah, give yourself a gold star if you guessed that one right.
Here's the problem.
As Theo Joe put it, this kind of explains everything, including a lot of the things that I put forward in my initial coverage. That the desktop views were the only ones being impacted, that RPMs were staying the same, of course, because the disappearing views came from users with adblock, and that relative like ratios were going up because interaction tracking was still working. Others validate this theory. Jeff Geerling, another YouTuber, dug into the same evidence, and he noticed that this URL was added and then removed from the block list back in 2021. Meanwhile, Scratchy, the original dev who added the URL, created a guide for manual overrides. Some people won't want this tracker for privacy reasons, but yeah, the impact on creators did have everyone spooked, and justifiably so. Look, this doesn't appear to be YouTube's fault. That's kind of why we're talking about it today in this way. And in the last video, look, I've left the door
Notice that he said it was removed. So it's not on there anymore. So it should count.
open for an answer because...
And that's if you're using that ad block.
And ultimately, I did think it was ad block related, but...
What's hilarious about my ad block is I literally have YouTube removed. But they don't want me to have it, period. And I'm not, no. One site does not dictate my browser.
just completely know yet. And this brings up a core tension. We're dealing with an audience avoiding advertisements, and I get it. They're annoying. Now,
the problem with YouTube ads isn't even that they're annoying. They're definitely annoying to me because they're so badly done, usually, the ones that are ads. But then we have hour-long, unskippable, like, random creators that were paid money to shill something that I know is bad. Or we have AI slop that the hell is it even advertising? Who the hell knows? Or we have stuff that is blatantly disgusting. I don't want to see that. Or we have... That's what I'm saying. I would watch probably every single ad if it was internet historians level of, like... I've had a few channels where I've watched them, and I didn't even know it was an ad until the end. And I was like, huh? I like those. At least it entertains me. And then it's every 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, hell no. What I think is hilarious is some of these slop places are making slop ads that are under 5 seconds, so they get you to watch the whole ad. But what's hilarious about it being a slop ad is it doesn't even really tell you what it's advertising. Like, what the hell? What's hilarious and what YouTube doesn't understand is the reason it got popular is it had no ads, or the ads weren't introduced. Lizard. Boca Boca is so very cute. Go. Hi, Shizu. What YouTube doesn't understand is the reason they got popular with people is because not only were they barely any ads on their platform, but like they also weren't intrusive or anything. Funny thing is, that's what TV was. It was just intrusive ad after intrusive ad, like that had nothing to do with me. That they think they know what it has to do with me, but it's not. Because sorry to tell you this, but when I watch the like NCIS and stuff, guess what? I'm not an old person. Yeah, there's a lot of old people that watch that. But guess what? Majority of them don't watch it either. Answer the phone. Why are you calling me in the middle of React? What do you want, Slime? What do you want?
What do you mean? Why am I calling you in the middle of a React?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What I mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? I usually do this every time.
What do you mean? What do I mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? What do you mean?
Well, I asked you first.
You don't understand. What do I mean?
I asked you first.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-uh.
Uh-huh.
So we're talking about my favorite topic today.
Oh, really? YouTube being crappy?
What do you mean? I've always talked about how fucking ads are useless on YouTube. That
they
really
are.
Content creators do not make enough money from it.
We don't make enough money, and then we don't even get to decide what ads go on our platform. Why is it that they get to decide where their ad goes when I don't support them?
Like I said, I've stated this before because they're literally just... So, for context, chat, I use a certain ad blocker that hadn't gotten a notification from YouTube yet saying, hey, you know, YouTube has a violation, like, it's a violation of YouTube's fucking conduct or fucking terms of service of using an ad blocker. It hadn't had this for, like, I want to say nearly a year already. Until YouTube was like, hey, whoa, you're using an ad blocker.
Oh yeah, I've reported them a few times. I just switched to my other account. For whatever reason, my other account, same exact settings, doesn't care. Doesn't even say anything.
But specifically, because I've always stated it, because if it's the same for Twitch, it's the same for fucking YouTube. Creators do not make a lot from ads. And
I barely make anything from the ads itself. Most of my money comes from the viewers.
Yeah, and most of the time, right? I think it's specifically on mobile. Mobile is where I suffer it the worst.
Oh yeah, like there's.
Is I would be watching like a video that's like an hour long because I like watching like certain content creators for like Fallout and stuff because it's very entertaining. I get an ad every 1 minute and 50 seconds in the video. Like I do not have.
That means that that whatever that creator is has allowed them to AI place the ads.
No, that's the thing. Is it's not they allowed it. It's that the fact that YouTube allowed itself to do it.
Well, that, but like when you just click put the mid ad rolls for me, the AI is like, where's optimal place these ads? Here, and here. I'm only supposed to put so many. I'm just gonna put all of them.
I just don't know. Like, it's fucking stupid.
Knock-on effects on views.
Like, hey,
that is something
we're gonna roll out
everyone needs
ads
to factor
that
into sponsor
potentially it's still not
because now
like,
sponsors will be getting loads of views that
not
YouTube
needed
can't
for
track.
anyone.
And that's a little bit of a problem because, well, if it's a burnt-in sponsor, people will be seeing that. So actually, this informational asymmetry is something that...
That's also the other problem. Them not counting these people basically scams the creator if they're doing a burnt-in ad, like an ad that's like sponsored by, like, that they accepted. It's scamming them because it's not counting the people that are seeing the ad that the ad people are paying for, and they're only paying for so many, they're paying for views. Well, you're not counting the views. So you're basically letting the ad people get away with paying less for that ad, even though more people are seeing it.
Plays into the hands of sponsors and definitely plays against creators. But there's a reason, right? There's a reason why creators immediately feared the worst when YouTube started acting weird. Because it's not even the first time they've been weird this year. My frustrations with YouTube have just been kind of bubbling up over the last while. And during the summer, we were working on a video that had the working title, How YouTube Broke Our Channel, and Why You Might Not Have Noticed. And that was actually months before the view count problem started, and we were writing it because we got huge amounts of complaints from loads of videos of AI-generated auto-dubbing that was happening for non-English speaking viewers. Or should I say, viewers with a language not set to English, even if they would prefer to...
If this is on my channel, YouTube, remove it. I eventually plan on doing other languages, but I don't want the AI slop.
I can tell you right now, I've seen quite a bit of this on other people's areas.
Yeah, and no creator likes it. None.
Especially because, like, I'll be watching someone, right, and then I make the joke, yeah, I'm Mexican, like, you know, that whole sort of thing. I get AI generated, like, Spanish fucking ads. It's great.
So great. I love hearing the, like, clearly AI voices.
Listen to someone who speaks English speaking in English versus a robo-dub. Very bizarre thing. And as it turned out, we had been opted into YouTube's system automatically. We then had to manually deactivate it for multiple videos before we were then able to fully deactivate it. Of course, meanwhile, a lot of viewers probably thought that we were being cheap and that we didn't give a shit about quality, which is annoying, and it shakes our faith that YouTube actually understands things from our perspective.
Not one person in the YouTube hemisphere probably actually understands YouTube anymore. Because they treat it way too much like a business now. Like, yes, YouTube is a business, but like what I'm saying is they don't treat it like a video platform. They don't treat it like... They don't treat their creators like their lifeblood, which they are. They only care about the companies. And when the companies complain, they instantly fix that. But when we complain, we have to be heard like a massive amount of people on Twitter.
It's like
you can see how some random fucking
Twitch
product manager...
Oh yeah.
If you know the Twitch thing where it's like someone gets banned for, like, you know, very explicit content. Like
When there's no explicit content?
no. Like I mean, like actual explicit content, like top people in Twitch, and yet like they would just get banned for like a day, and then they'll be.
Oh yeah,
back, like,
that's
the next day.
disproportionate. That's clear favoritism and disproportionate.
Who wants to hit their flippin' OKR for the quarter is going to see a feature like auto-dubbing and think, oh wow, what a global good. It's just like the Babelfish or the translator from Star Trek. No. People watch YouTube because they want to hear people's authentic voice, not a robotic dub. But it gets worse, because that's just what you can see behind the scenes.
This is why I hate people that like just unconditionally support new things without any like actual research. Or then they push something into something claiming, oh, it'll help you. But then they push it in a way that absolutely does not help. Like, do you care about your ecosystem? Apparently not.
There is an awful use of AI everywhere. Look, I fully believe AI can be a useful part in making a good product.
AI is meant to be a help, an assistant, a support. It is not meant to replace the entire like thing that you're putting it into. Maybe eventually it can replace some things, like the drag works and stuff. But I don't think it's nearly there yet, one. And two, I don't think AI has any right to be in art, creative processes, or anything to do where human passion is required. Passion is a requirement. Alan, you know I don't turn on BikuBot anymore for reacts.
You know, I'm just gonna say it. I blame Mark.
Zuckerberg?
Because I don't know. No, Markiplier.
Markiplier didn't like it either.
Yes, I know, but he is also just like funding AI, even though he's also saying that he doesn't like it. And I'm like, but why are you funding it?
Well,
why are you...
there is like... the offshoot of some AI is incredibly helpful and like life-saving. Like medical AI? Holy crap. That's helped doctors like save people's lives and stuff.
Yeah. Yes,
and that's why I would support it. That I support that part. What I think Mark needs to do is stipulate that none of his money is to go to generative AI. All medical AI. Because medical AI, 100% support that so far. I've seen nothing incredibly bad about that. I've seen almost solely good stuff coming from that. Like, doctors that I've talked to, one of my family is a doctor, and she said it's helped immensely with, like, figuring out what could be wrong with, the, like, this person's body, or, like, because doctors, they have to go through so much trial and error to figure out what's wrong with you. That's why sometimes they'll give you a medicine, and they'll say, tell me how you feel. Because not every medicine is an immediate answer. Like, you could have these symptoms, right? It's this, but they don't know that. They know it could be this, but they know it could be these other things, and these other things react badly to this's treatment. So they have to try the light stuff first to try to, like, narrow it down so they can safely treat you. Like, doctors could use AI very much so, and it helps them a lot in, like, narrowing down what's wrong with you and, like, helping fix stuff. And, like, AI could be very precise in movements and stuff, so that's why they use the robotic arms and stuff. It can help them do the more crazy, like, surgeries and stuff. Where is that helpfulness in the creative process, in the passion? Nowhere. Because AI can't do those things. It can mimic those things. Well, it can't mimic passion, but, like, it can mimic the creative juices and stuff, but it can't actually do them.
Like I said, I just think.
Would you agree with
like,
medical AI? Medical AI doesn't do that, Alan. It doesn't do that. Like, people have asked doctors if it does that. It does not. All it is trained to do, the AI for medical stuff, is to determine how best to save this person. And not even that broad. It's, what medicine should I use? Like, it goes through all the medicines. It looks at all their, like, things, and it helps. Could it be used for that? Yes. I think doctors will stand on principle there. Because doctors' first rule when they're, like, made a doctor that they have to, like, agree to is to help the common man. Like, they're not in it for the money, actually. They get a lot of money. But most doctors are there to save you. And I think the second that starts becoming a thing, you saw what happened when certain medical, I guess you could say, CEOs were voting on things and denying people claims. You saw what happened there. Now magnify that by 1,000. That will be what happens if they ever try to do that.
I certainly enjoy this topic.
Experience. But you can't just ram it into everything. You see, we've got this trend where there are new services available on...
This is what I hate. This is why you've started seeing all these AI videos. Because YouTube's made it very easy to make an AI video.
On APIs, and we've got a lot of companies wanting to try and use those services. But the thing is, quite often, it's people who understand the AI trying to apply the AI to something that they do not understand. If you want an AI integration to work correctly, it needs to be done by somebody who actually understands the scope of their job and can then tastefully use the AI thing to help their job. As an example, there have been some cool things regarding video ingest and like tagging and stuff to improve the shitty bits of editor workflows. That's the sort of thing that's great.
Good morning.
But a complete contrast to the other side of AI being used in video, which is just the infinite generation of weird slop videos, which I'm sure you have all seen far too much of. Now, if you take a look at YouTube Studio, you can see this. It's the inspiration tool. It's awful, guys. It is awful.
Inspiration tool is actually god-awful.
And thumbnails. I'm pretty good at making thumbnails and writing titles. YouTubes are bad.
The people spending money on generative AI are quite literally the idiots. Like, were you never taught... Was I the only one taught this? The simplicity of life. Take your intelligence. Suppose your average intelligence. Like, dumb yourself down or smarten yourself up, basically. Like, let's take the theory that you are above average intelligence. Let's say that. Know that about 80% of the people around you are dumber than you. And also realize to attribute stupidity where you think there is malice. And it will explain so much. Because that's literally the answer. Because average intelligence is crazily, like... It's the really high numbers way at the top that there's only a few of that, like, obfuscate it and make it look like certain countries are super smart. America is not. It has a lot of really smart people living in it. But their very smartness, like, massively, like, raises the bar where there's a ton of people below that bar. I would say there's about 10 times more people below the bar than there are above the bar. Know that 6 in every 10 people you meet is below average IQ. That's why I say around 8. Like, 80%. Doesn't make sense mathematically, yes. But, like, what I'm saying is there's a massive amount of people that are below average intelligence. and know that most likely a lot of these CEOs and people in YouTube, they're below average intelligence. They just got lucky with their job. Kind of the issue with where in America we lie on our resumes to look good. That's like literally what you're supposed to do. If you don't, you're doing yourself a disservice because everyone else is going to. So you're always going to look like the lesser candidate.
Really bad.
I personally wouldn't say it's a disservice to myself. It's more of just like, I respect my values and I would
respect your values, yes. But if you're not lying about your your accomplishments and stuff, just a little bit, you gotta skew it a little bit. Because if you don't, everyone else is doing it, you're gonna look like the lesser candidate and they will not hire you.
Like
just based on that. They're gonna look at the low end and they're gonna throw that end out immediately.
Like I said, I am aware of this, and yet I still do not care. I will do this just because I have morals. I have a moral compass.
There are people like that.
I do not want to lie. Just because of
some unfortunately,
job with AI.
The elite stomp on those people because they don't want your morals. They don't want you standing on. Cheaters never prosper.
Exactly.
That's what they want you to think. How do you think? To take this for example, there's two various famous cheaters that people don't attribute to being cheaters. They attribute them to being massive geniuses.
Because
think about it. What person invented stuff but didn't actually invent stuff?
Because
the rich are cheaters. They have the built-in hack of money. How did they get that money? They lied. They lied, cheated, and stole. How did one of my favorite lines from my favorite movie that we're going to be watching this Saturday. Yes, I know it's late. I completely forgot about it last time. Is how did the king become kingly? They took it by the tip of the sword. Why cheat and steal? That's how they became. That's how they got where they got. Do I approve of it? No. Do I want to do that myself? No. One of the only things I do is I slightly embellish my accomplishments.
I was gonna say,
I just tweak them just a tiny bit to basically say, hey, look, pay attention to what I've done. This is slightly more than I've done, but it's still within the realm of what I would have definitely done if I could. I don't bombastically lie. I slightly obfuscate what I've done on a job application so that I basically I'm just a little bit more paid attention to when they go through the applications. Because if I put actually nowadays I don't even really have to embellish anything at all because I've done so much and I've gotten so much achievements and stuff under my belt, as they say. But when you're first starting out, notice how a lot of jobs at bare minimum, once you have all this experience, when you're just starting to work, they don't actually think you have that experience. It's called fake it till you make it. Fake it till it becomes true. Let's say you're applying for a assistant manager job. You have the training, you have the experience. Maybe you helped manage a place before or something, but you don't quite have 5 years of experience. That doesn't matter. Say you have 5 years of experience. You get the job, you'll get that 5 years of experience. You will learn. It's called fake it till you make it for a reason.
Actually know what they're doing. They're probably not creators. They're probably not customer facing and customer first. For shorts, you can now generate backgrounds for any audio that you want. Same goes for AI prompts when you look at the comments. Yeah, YouTube doesn't even want us responding.
I hate this. This pisses me off when I started seeing this on my YouTube channel. When I started replying to my viewers, when I first started getting comments, this started popping up, and I was like, huh? Why would I do that? You will know if you look at all my replies that every single one of my replies is personal. I've read your comment. Obviously, I've seen my own video, but I've read your comment, and if I replied to it, that was my personal reply. And if basically I either heart, like, or comment, or all three. If I heart like it, I enjoyed reading it, or I appreciate you've taken the time to comment on my video. If I comment on it, it's something I've been interested in, or it brought me to comment to your comment. I see this. If I see anyone reply with this on their YouTube channel, I instantly think they're lazy or they don't care. This would make me mad to get as a reply to my comment. Because it means you didn't actually read it. Don't lie. Much appreciated. Welcome aboard. Glad you enjoyed it. Who speaks like that? Do you speak like that, Slime? Do you speak like this generic BS? Where the AI prompting him to reply with, glad you'd enjoyed it. Much appreciated. Welcome aboard.
Well, okay, to put it in perspective, right? Most of the time, if I'm going to reply to someone, I will half-ass it myself, not by generative AI. I will literally type in.
That's what I appreciate, though. Even if you're half-assing it, at least shows me that you care enough to comment.
Yeah, like, I do not take the easy way out of just being like, okay, cool, I'm just going to fucking click the generative AI thing. No,
like that at least shows me you care enough that you want to reply to me personally. That shows like care, that shows like professionalism. Hit them with a reply that no one would expect. I put a lot of emotes in my replies sometimes just to prove that it's me.
This is true. Becca fucking uses either emotes or fucking gifs.
I love it. It also proves to you that it's me. Because do you think an AI is gonna do what I do? No.
An hour voice. Seriously, whenever I scroll into comments in YouTube Studio, there's just all these little auto replies that it's generated like, yeah, good idea. Now what that does is allow me to give you the appearance that I am interacting with you. And that's just really fucking unethical.
Until those emotes are auto-generated, here's the thing. You can ask my chat. After stream, I emote everybody that thanks me for the stream. I go out of my way to make sure I have it emoted in the same specific order each time. So that they know I read it.
As of last week, all of this stuff just got messier. So, just days after confirming...
This is why we need to put our foot down as creators. And you as commenters need to like be on Twitter and stuff and be like, hey, I don't appreciate seeing this. They're doing it because they think they get away with it. And if they get away with it, they'll push it further. Remember, guys, I use this analogy a lot, but the greatest book I ever read as a child was If You Give a Mouse a Cookie.
They hadn't changed view count rules. YouTube,
because it taught me so much about the mentality of someone trying to get
And look,
more.
some of these are great. We can now test multiple thumbnails and titles properly.
This one I don't understand too much, but that's okay. That's what AI is meant for, is like theory crafting and stuff.
Now, we've been able to ABC test.
They already got away with AI now, dub. They haven't. So many creators are saying, I don't like this. If enough of them speak up a bit more.
Thumbnails for ages, but that's only so useful because, you know, a title and a thumbnail should be going together instead of one title and 3 thumbnails. So that's a really good tool. And there's some
that reminds me of that comment right there from Self.
Stuff like tagging multiple creators.
Right. That comment right there, actually, there is a content creator who gets away with that. And I'm sad to say it, it's a Warframe content creator.
Who?
I forget what their name is, but I specifically remember, like, sometimes
Point it out to me
watching their
later. I'll
videos.
make sure that they don't appear on my channel anymore.
They're pretty up there. Hold on.
I don't
let me
give a
find it.
damn.
Yeah, no.
I don't care how big you are. You use an AI and you're just
Let me
blatantly
find it.
abusing it.
Because they use an auto or generative voice for their content.
Well, here's my thing with the AI generated voices. There is actual use case scenarios, very small amount, but one of them is, do you actually have a voice? That's why I'm okay with streamers like Zentrea. She doesn't have, like, she can't actually speak.
Yes, but like this is a person who actually does have a voice, and
Oh, then yeah.
explicitly steals like other people's capture.
Oh, then yeah.
No.
Yeah, okay, so yeah. Removed.
And there are live
Probably never been on my channel because Lockon's probably noticed and doesn't suggest them to me.
streaming changes that allow
Also, I
live
found it.
reactions, better
Here, I'm
acting,
sending
better
it to you in
discoverability.
DMs.
And there are
I'll
better
look at it.
moderation tools where they will flag where your face is being recreated,
Well,
basically to fight misinformation.
me
So look at that.
Send the
Good use
channels.
of AI.
URL.
Yay, a good use. The one good use they've added. Although this is going to be bad for clippers and stuff, for VTubers. Because clippers sometimes use your, like, stream and, like, they just take little clips off your stream. But that'll still be kind of reusing your face. So it'll probably flag those videos.
And ML stuff, but there is more. Google wants DeepMind to prove its value, and I almost feel bad for Demis in a way. It's as if, you know, dude gets passionate about the computer science, wants to solve some real hard problems. And what's it used for? What does the company take it and use it for? Oh, weird slop things. And this does kind of suck. Though I'll start with a slightly more innocuous one, where there's now a chatbot in YouTube Studio that's basically there to give creator support and analysis. I certainly wonder what would have happened whenever all the view counts were going down and someone asked this chatbot. I have a feeling it really wouldn't have a clue. But you know what? Some people find pages upon pages of analytics a little daunting, so maybe this is a relatively innocuous use of the tech. But now for the bad stuff. There's a new feature where shorts can be entirely AI generated.
That's where I got pissed off. Because I've been seeing them and I hate them. Here's the other issue. Whatever reason, YouTube has made it where you just scrolling through YouTube, if you stop while you're scrolling on your homepage, it'll claim that you watched that video. Even if it was only like half a second. It'll be like, oh, that's on your watch. Oh, that's on your watch list. Oh, that's on your watch list. We're gonna take all these videos, use it for the next few videos we suggest to you.
Generated.
You didn't actually watch them, but we're gonna use
What
them.
if nothing was real? I'm sure users would love that. And when I say entirely generated, I mean that including moving images and songs. You can also edit your footage with AI, and on full videos, they're expanding their auto-dubbing with lip-syncing services.
Lip-syncing services is diabolically
I
stupid.
don't think that will go well. I think it'll go straight to the uncanny valley, and don't put my face in that shit. But what's
No.
weirdest to me is this.
Don't.
Does YouTube really need more content? Like, do they need content so bad that they're happy for it to be basically just fake generated slop? I mean, it almost seems like that, to the point where now I find it harder to find the videos that I actually want to watch, because whenever
The dead internet theory is partially true, partially not. Most people notice when it's an AI bot and ignore it in the comments and stuff. Because it's so easy to tell. Like, no matter how good they get, the AI bots are just like, it's either they steal someone else's comment and people stop liking them, noticing that, and just start either disliking it or ignoring it altogether. Or it's such a generic reply that doesn't even make sense to the video.
I refresh my homepage and browse about,
In which
I
case the
see
bots are the only ones
so
liking
many
it.
slop videos and slop channels. Sometimes they're in my recommended.
Give it another year and a half. I think it'll be sooner, but yeah. I would say a year and a half is probably the peak of when it'll get people pissed off enough.
box, even though they've got like 300 views and are clearly of no quality.
I think it'll be
YouTube
sooner though,
still puts them
because
in
it's
their
already
face
starting to get
and
on
now is
creators'
making
nerves
tools to make even more
and some
slop.
commenters' nerves.
It's bizarre. And it's getting to the degree where YouTube themselves are looking utterly preposterous. They did a 6-minute recap, and the way that they were talking.
This guy looks stupid as heck. Can I say that? Why are you wearing... Why have you AI'd yourself to be a freaking sloth?
I mean, Ridge Wallet did the same too.
It's dumb. You look dumb. You are dumb. Go away.
In a very stilted manner of, oh, I'm so excited. Oh, look, I could generate a corgi for my short. Do you people watch videos? I know Renee
Apparently you don't.
knows what it's like to create video. I just find the whole situation goddamn baffling, because it doesn't seem like anything that anyone with a brain would want to watch. And speaking of that, you looked at Facebook and Twitter lately, where both are inundated with crap that exists purely to just game the system and drive engagement scams. It's bad. So I think the creator reaction does make a lot of sense, because from our perspective, they announced an AI age verification thing. Then we had a significant view count drop, and that's all in the back.
And I bet you anything that's literally why. Or it's very likely a big reason why.
Drop of real nervousness
Is
from
they've already
creators
started silencing
where
people
we just
and,
want to
like,
make videos and give them to you guys so you can watch them. We don't want fake
controlling
auto-dubbing to happen.
whose view
We don't want our
counts and
videos
stuff.
to be clogged out by a bunch of weird AI slop that's taking up space on home screens. If you watch someone else because their video is more interesting to you than mine, I'm happy. But if you never find my video or their video because your home feed is getting inundated with slop, everyone loses, you included, apart from YouTube, but only in the short term. Because while they may be able to juice up some of their numbers by throwing all this shit at the wall to see what sticks, in the long term, user experience matters. And the more YouTube is a degraded experience, full of slop, with low rates of trust.
Basically, I see the alternative sites that some big VTubers, streamers have is going to blow up. Like, they're gonna get really big. Some might even start like hosting their site to other streamers and like YouTubers and stuff. Yeah, Daily Motion's gonna start picking up. All these other sites are gonna start picking up. Maybe a tiny bit at first, but I totally see these other ones getting really big.
Well, and people are going to want to.
And Google's not going to be allowed to buy them.
Certainly, YouTube, you've accelerated all of my plans.
Because YouTube's already being like looked at to be separated from Google.
Because I don't trust you anymore. What does the future hold? Well, in July, YouTube recorded its 4th straight month as the biggest TV broadcaster in American homes, with 12.5% of all big screen viewing.
Want to know what's hilarious? Why they think, what's hilarious about them thinking ads are good? My papa does not like paying for subscriptions. He bought YouTube Red just so he doesn't have to see ads. But now he's getting ads. And I've seen him watch it less. That's a normal person right there.
I've certainly noticed the trend. I watch YouTube a lot on my TV, actually, and the executives behind that success have a hope, and that hope is that YouTube can replace the cable box. And what they learn from TV audiences will feed back into everything else.
They're not learning from TV audiences. If they did, they'd put ads somewhere else. Somewhere non-intrusive. Like to the side or something. Like, I don't mind an ad here or there. But the amount of ads and the slop and like the utter like just of the ads makes me not like them.
Because, as all of this ad block tomfoolery shows us, where can you get ads that can't be ad blocked? On mobile and TV. Now in today's updates, almost all focus is on making streaming or shorts more approachable. The videos where most views were lost, well, they were traditional long-form bits of content. And I suppose we got an olive branch in YouTube's announcements, a thing with easily altered brand sponsorship slots that aren't baked in. And you know what? That could be a great feature for us, sure. But quite clearly, the company's focus is elsewhere. And this is all coming after a summer of pressure, where YouTube wants creators to use generative AI to keep up. They want us to go to the inspiration tab and see
I
what
wonder
their
where that
fun little
plan's
slop
going.
engine says we should make, even though it is mostly full of awful ideas. I suppose they want to keep Google happy.
Oh, I
Google's
do
pouring billions into deep
fear
mind.
that generation
And you know
immensely.
what? In many ways,
Coco
we get
is
that.
so
If you
very
understand
cute.
why,
Go,
there's things
go.
like
Hi,
AlphaFold
Coco.
look truly incredible. And I've certainly been able to find loads of AI use cases within my work. The thing is, none of it is facing you. Because when I see these tools, do you know what I do? I think, how can I use this to get rid of some of the shitty stuff that I don't like in my job so I can do the things that I like more and be more creative? And the funny thing is, just about every AI startup or big AI thing that I've seen be pitched to me is made by someone who doesn't understand my job, who is just trying to capitalize on AI now being a thing, and there being a bit of a bubble. That is the complete...
This is why I didn't like that law, that executive order being passed, that there are no holds barred on AI. Because I knew it might lead to something like this.
You need to go to the people creating the value, and you need to see how they can use this new technology as a tool to do their job better and to hone their craft, not by replacing their craft, but by helping them get rid of the shitty trudgery. For a good example of machine learning and stuff, the World of Warcraft team uses some machine learning stuff to resize helms for different characters. That means that their artists don't have to waste loads of time doing boring, mundane work to make helms fit heads. That's a great use of this tech, and it couldn't be more the opposite of prompting some fresh new slop to upload to YouTube for someone to watch, I guess. This might be a bit controversial, but my hope is that the bubble bit bursts and we can just continue on with the thoughtful use of some of this
That's
technology
what I'm hoping too.
in a way that is not just stupid bubble hype cycle bullshit.
I'm
But
hoping that quite a few bubbles
I don't
burst
think I'm
in the
an
next
optimist in
few
this one, if I'm being
months.
honest. Let me know what you think. And especially, let me know what stuff has been
But that
forced
was
on
Bellular,
in
guys.
your
You know,
job
they give us
or
all the
in
good
things that
stuff.
you enjoy. I want to see examples of this done right, and I want to see examples of this done wrong. And if you want to check out something else, well, check
Alrighty.
out this video next.
And that was Bellular. It's a Slimu. It can't be stated that this is actually pretty important, whether you like the man or not.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you all about...
By the way, for those of you who don't watch this guy a lot, the crappier the camera, the more serious and important it has become. This is his worst camera. It's time.
Twitch.tv. A lot of you have been to the website before. Maybe
Book
you've
about
even
guys so
seen me.
very
Hopefully
cute.
this video gets a large enough and broad enough audience. So maybe some of you guys might not be familiar with who I am. My name's Asmongold. I've made content for the better part of 10 years. I've been a top Twitch streamer for also the better part of 10 years. And I have watched my platform
Yeah, it's the running
degrade
joke.
and turn into probably the worst iteration, the worst version of itself that it has ever been. And I want to talk about exactly where things stand right now, how we got there, and where I think that they're going. Now, just recently, there was a TwitchCon event where a very popular female streamer, Emaru, was sexually...
And Emerald is her, like, one of his best friends. For those of you who don't realize that. Like, that's why she did the Steak and Eggs podcast with him.
assaulted by a person at her meet and greet. Twitch...
And for the information on that, guy walked in front of 2 security guards from Twitch, past them, through a different line, grabbed Emaru, and tried to kiss her. Like, he got that close and did that much. Which is scary because if he had a knife, she'd be dead. She'd be gone.
decided to deal with this by ignoring it originally, lying about the events as they occurred.
Yeah, they were gonna ignore it. And then they lied about the events.
And then offering as a restitution, suspending this person's account for 30 days.
And then they were just going to suspend him for 30 days. Huh? He sexually assaulted one of your top streamers. Well, like, not that that matters, but, like, you'd think you'd care more. But they don't care. Like I said on Twitter, they do not care. And apparently they don't even care if you're a top streamer.
I'm serious. This is actually what happened. She came out and said it herself. You can watch her recent VOD on Twitch, twitch.tv/Emaru if you'd like to find out for yourself. But anyway, basically Twitch totally mismanaged this.
Well, she was grabbed. And it was unconsensual. Yes. Yes, it would be, that would be SA. No, if it's an uncomfortable sexually tied thing as well as assault, then it's automatically SA.
Situation. This also comes after the previous year of Twitch allowing another streamer to sexually assault 2 male streamers.
For those of you who didn't know, this already happened to male streamers.
Also friends of mine, NMPLOL and Wake Wilder, one by kissing their hand and the other one by licking their nipple. This apparently didn't get as much attention because obviously it didn't happen to a girl and it just wasn't as big of a thing. It didn't get as much traction. So big surprise, Twitch decided to let it happen again this year, and luckily, and thank you for all of you guys that are not letting them get away with it. Today I want to talk to you all about how bad it's really gotten, because a lot of you probably don't pay attention every day, and I think that really for your sanity that's probably a good thing. Unfortunately,
Oh yeah, for your sanity. Because I pay attention in this.
I do. So in the past, I think
No swearing, I'll swear all I want.
Twitch
I
has,
swear.
I think, become a worse and worse version of itself. And I'm going to talk about this, and I really want to make this very clear with this video, is that there's not one point of failure. And in fact, actually, I would say that it would be easier if I could point to one point of success. If. I can't, but theoretically it would be easier. The entire thing, it seems like, is rotten. It's rotten at the top, it's rotten in the middle, and it's rotten at the bottom. The moderation is wrong. The
moderation is self-serving. They just ban who they want to ban. They give light little taps to people that honestly should have been banned completely.
advertising team is completely off base. The executive team seems to be completely disconnected, and when they're not disconnected, they're actively malicious, or at least indirectly malicious. Like, for example, misrepresenting what happened with Emaru's story. And the only time that things ever seem...
Let's call a spade a spade. They didn't misrepresent. They completely lied. They wouldn't even say her name, which screams that you don't care. You just care about your optics.
Seem to happen even slightly is when Amazon, their parent company, tries to take control because they've totally run things into the ground. And hopefully this can reach some people at Amazon and they can realize just how bad things truly are. So,
to give you an idea, an Amazon executive came down to rework the entire, like, security structure after this happened. They got Amazon's attention with that one.
the first thing I'd want you guys to all look at is if you go to twitchtracker.com, you can just look at the stats of Twitch. If you look at the beginning of 2025 and you look at now, it has been on a steady decline. And whenever I'm talking about a steady decline, I'm not talking about a 10% decline. We're looking at about a 30 to 40% decline in viewership from the start of the year up until now, with it just trending more and more downward. And this is even despite Kai doing a massive event last month and the phase subathon that's been going around this month. So after that happens, after that's over, I assume that it's even going to get worse than it even is now. And Twitch is even going back to its pre-COVID numbers. This is while at the same time YouTube is succeeding, Kick is succeeding, TikTok is succeeding, and Twitch is dying. Twitch is dying. Why is Twitch dying? Well, it's because they're killing it. That's the reason why.
They quite literally are killing it. A lot of their decisions have just like constantly pushed people away.
And let's talk about all the different ways how. So I think one of the meta level things that a lot of you guys here on YouTube probably know all too well is the advertising situation on Twitch. Ads
It's
are
bad.
extremely prevalent on Twitch. Twitch has
It's worse than YouTube, if that gives you an idea.
effectively incentivized creators into making a Faustian pact with Twitch, and also, unfortunately, against their viewers, in order to have to run a certain amount of ads per hour that will then guarantee them a minimum income that will allow them to make a certain amount of money. This amount of money...
Here's the crux of that. I don't make that minimum amount of money. They promise it, but then they obfuscate and they pretend like, hey, you didn't actually get that amount. Bitch. I streamed 8 hours. Every one of those hours, I ran 3 ads. 3 minutes of ads. Like you demand I do. You wanna know how much I make from ads, guys? Like $2. Do I wish I could turn them off? Yes. Sorry, Valley. He's talking about Twitch right now. That's why we're watching it. It's almost over. Because a lot of bad things happened at TwitchCon.
Is a very large amount of money, especially for smaller creators, and Twitch has effectively incentivized creators to kill their own platform and to kill their own streams. And as I said before, judging by the graphs, it's doing really well.
The thing is, though, Ona, if I put those certain tags on, Twitch will not show me to anybody.
Oh. So basically, the advertising situation with Twitch is that you get ads. You have some streams that, like, this is
like, people
an
won't be able to
hour
find
long
me
per stream, right? And for every hour, it's 8 minutes of ads. This is insane.
I won't run 8. I refuse to screw you guys up that much. But yeah, for those who don't know, Twitch is trying to push 8 minutes of ads. And I refuse to go that high. 3 minutes is the highest I'm willing to go.
I mean, like, by next year, we're probably going to be at the level of network or cable television.
Yeah,
so,
3 minutes is bad enough.
Not even to count sponsors and other things like this. Twitch has constantly been behind in terms of technological advancements. They've decided to lock the, renowned feature of being able to, believe this, rewind a stream. They've decided to paywall the ability to rewind a stream.
Yeah, they paywalled that. You have to be a, what is it, Turbo member? Which I think I've turned mine off because I don't...
Without any sort of problems or having to go back to the VOD. So that's the way that they think about their product, and that's how much they care about you as a viewer. So while they're not spamming you with ads or allowing you to watch other types of perverse, deranged content, or also making you sit through a stream that has horrible quality, they're making you have to go back and rewind by opening up a second page. So Twitch recently has claimed to do something about the viewbot situation. Well,
what they did about the viewbot situation, for those of you who don't know, lurkers are punishing me now. There might be 30 people here, but it won't show half of you. And it will actively, like, erase certain people based on how many lurkers I have. Even if you're active in chat, it'll be like, that person doesn't exist? What are you talking about? To give you an idea, we went from, I think it was an average of 25 to now our average sits around 14, 15.
anybody, I'm not going to name names.
Which
okay?
that doesn't make
But
sense.
we all
No one
know
left.
who's viewbotting. There are
I'm
a
like,
lot of
I'm sure
people
some
who
people
still
are busy,
viewbotting at
but it
massive
wouldn't go down
degrees,
that
and
much.
Twitch has done effectively nothing. But one of the things that they have done is they have effectively killed the careers of a number of small streamers. I'm talking about streamers that are getting 20 viewers, and now they've been nerfed down to 4. I'm talking about streamers that used to get
Basically me.
200, and now they're getting 20 or 40 or something like that. And for a creator like that, you have the difference between a part-time job and a hobby. So you have people that, you know, at some point were
Like a few months ago, I was actually thinking of just going full-time this. And not even doing the whole go back to job thing. But now I have to actively look again for a job because it's just not going to be able to sustain me at this point. Barely does. Because of some of the top... Don't worry, Valley. We're just watching this because it's about Twitch.
Because of this recalculation, it has just simply changed the way that it's being calculated, and it's completely killed their discoverability, and it's killed their channel. Not every single one of these.
How do you decide who's a lurker?
And if
they don't even tell you that. You're fine, Pridelta. To give you an idea, from what we understand, if you watch anyone other than just one streamer, you're not counted. They said they upped it to 3. In actuality, they reduced it back to 1. And they've lied about it.
We're all viewbotting, then the big streamers that are still viewbotting would have also been affected. So effectively, what Twitch's changes have done is they've punished and hurt small creators.
Some people just don't like him, Blue.
That actually probably weren't.
That's why we almost didn't watch it.
Or if they were, it was maybe like their friend opening up their.
But it is about Twitch,
channel.
and it's
Oops,
important.
That was my chair, not me. Everything is fine. Yeah, it's basically they're opening up their friend's stream on a second channel. Oh, wow, it's 2 or 3 extra views. Meanwhile, you have people at the top that are viewbotting 10, 20, 30,000 viewers. So Twitch doesn't really give a fuck about this at all, and it seems like they're just letting all of these small streamers let their careers pretty much go by the wayside. And that's all at the same time, by the way, that nobody is getting banned for viewbotting. They're not trying to, like, blacklist certain accounts with obviously that are viewbotting. They're not doing anything like that at all. So
yeah, they count 3 for Turbo. But they don't say that. They just say, we count 3. If you're not Turbo, they count 2. And you have to be, every now and then, you have to, like, send a lot of chats.
They've just let this situation get worse and worse and worse, and by trying to fix it, they've ended up punishing the lifeblood of what their community is, which is all of those small and mid-sized creators that really create an ecosystem. Twitch is a lot like a rainforest or any sort of a forest or something like that, where you have the very large sequoia trees, you've got the big trees, you've got the Kais, you've got the Hassans, you've got the Miis, you've got the XQCs, you've got the Jinxies, but you also need the shrubs, you need the smaller trees, you need the flowers, you need the mushrooms, and you need all the little bugs that are in between. And if you don't have that entire ecosystem, those big trees will also begin to die. And that's what we're seeing happening. You're seeing everybody's viewership going down. You're seeing people going on the platform less. And I think the reason for that is very simple. It's because the viewer experience has become increasingly worse because of more and more ads. You're having content becoming increasingly more controlled. And you're also just simply having people get tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over. And other platforms encroaching on Twitch's, for a long time, first mover advantage and finally gaining some foothold. So Twitch is basically being eaten from like multiple different directions, and they're not taking it very well. Now, this also comes at the same time that Twitch has recently had TwitchCon. They've allowed their streamers to be sexually assaulted at the same time, and now we're seeing too, this is something that happened a couple of days ago. Twitch put a streamer on their front page, and I hate to say this because it's...
This part annoys me and makes me so angry because it makes VTubers look bad. Like, everyone, like, some people already think that we're some kind of fetish thing. And then they allow what happened here. the furry diaper thing, yeah, that thing has
So
actively
weird,
hurt
disgusting,
VTubing
perverse,
as
and
a whole.
deranged, but I'm just going to say it the way it is. They basically had somebody who is a diaper fur. This is, I hate to explain this, but I think you need to understand it because Twitch understands it well enough to put it on their front page. They had a creator go on there that is putting their avatar and
Banned for
drawing
1 day,
art
by the way.
of very, very underage. Again, they're wearing diapers of furry characters in compromising, sexualized positions, and this is on the front page of Twitch. After the controversy of this happened, obviously this person...
Like, take a niche. This is a niche of a niche of a niche. And they're like, this is a VTuber! No. No. No, they're not. Some people do, Blue. Some people do. And this didn't help us
and then
at all.
Unsuspended for a day later. Less than a day later, you had a person who is a borderline furry pedophile.
Yeah, if I show any hip, I'm looking at a 7-day or a permanent ban. Yeah, like, all he's doing is he's talking about how bad Twitch has been doing. And he's, like, explaining, like, why you're seeing reduced rate people.
Unbanned on Twitch that is drawing art of compromising positions of very, very deliberately underage characters. They've been...
He told XQC, go away, weirdo. I don't think you have the right to call anyone weird. Yeah, Tahoe. It's almost over, though. We're almost done with it.
And so that's happening. This is happening right now. They are unbanned at this very moment. And this
no. There's some big streamers that have been hit. Some big streamers have been hit by the hip thing.
So on top of,
but if you're a real person, you can show all the hip you want, guys.
Some of these things are so ridiculous and so bad. I don't even want to bring this up, but we've had obvious terrorist promotion that's been going on Twitch. We've had people make calls to kill other streamers or make, there was a person that said that if you, if there's somebody that lives in Florida, he's got $100,000 for you. If, something would happen to Destiny, who's another streamer on YouTube.
No, I think he's just talking about in general.
This person, by the way, was not permabanned. So Twitch has cultivated and curated a culture of violence, abuse, borderline furry.
Yeah, he hasn't mentioned him, Bally.
And this is what's normal.
He's just
on
like
Twitch
paraphrasing.
now. This is Twitch in 2025. And if you don't believe me, just check their front page. And the truth is that whenever Emaru, this is the streamer who was sexually assaulted yesterday, whenever her security guard that she had, and this was her personal security guard.
What pisses me off the most isn't all the line and stuff. Is they banned her bodyguard that saved her that day. They banned him permanently. He can't go to TwitchCon. Someone had to come down that night by plane to protect her for the event she was doing the next day.
That she has to pay a lot of money for because of Twitch. Of course, Twitch can't take care of their own people.
Yeah. The year before that, the bodyguard she really likes got banned completely for holding down a stalker for the police to get him. He did his job. He's permabanned.
Whenever their security guard had to forcibly restrain a person who was stalking her, what ended up happening is that security guard was then banned from TwitchCon indefinitely. So just so you guys have a frame of reference for this, the security guard that protected Emaru was banned from TwitchCon for a longer period of time than the streamer who sexually assaulted Emaru, who was only originally banned for 30 days. And the only reason why it wasn't
Good morning,
longer, sorry,
small
why
hands.
that
I'm gonna
didn't
fight
happen,
you.
Good
and,
morning,
you know,
small
they didn't get
hands just
unbanned,
became a
is because
kobold.
Emaru's manager
Emergency
pressed
food,
it
yay.
extremely hard and ended up getting this person banned, and also
Also, the only reason they're banned permanently, the person that assaulted her this time, is because her manager kept on Twitch and was like, "The hell you mean 30 days?"
so the video came out. The original idea was
It might be, Valley.
30 days. This is honestly, like, I really hope somebody at Amazon is watching, because what I want you to understand is that the moderation team at Twitch is completely deranged, the advertising team is completely misguided, and the executive team is completely disconnected. At all levels of this organization, they fail. And we're in a situation now where it's gotten so bad that people's real lives and livelihoods are being affected by this. You can say that, oh, it doesn't matter, it's just words on a page or whatever, but when you have conventions, I think this is going to be the last TwitchCon, by the way. I cannot imagine
Even he said it, Valley.
anybody ever even thinking to go
He's right. Because of this, I highly doubt any, like, girl streamers at least are going.
to another TwitchCon after this. This is it. It's over. Why the fuck would anybody go to a TwitchCon after the second? And also, by the way, as a streamer, these are things that I hear about a lot. Other people have been sexually assaulted at previous TwitchCons. They've been roofied. There's been plenty of other really bad things that have happened. A lot.
That's what I find insane. This is the one we're hearing about, and that's because it's Emaru. Yeah, like, that's not okay.
A lot of these things have happened off of the Twitch, convention center. So some of these are not technically Twitch's fault. But if Twitch doesn't know about this and they're not planning accordingly, well, then they're dumber than literally every single streamer on the platform that's ever been to TwitchCon. And that's not a very good state of affairs, now is it? So anyway, that's pretty much where things stand right now with Twitch. So you have, again, pedophile furries that are getting unbanned in less than one day. You have people going to the official Twitch convention with little to no security, being sexually assaulted.
Dragon.
You have
Dragon.
viewing
Dragon.
is effectively
Dragon.
killing
Dragon.
small
Dragon.
streamers
Dragon.
and ignoring large streamers. And you have moderation that is so very obviously politically and socially motivated. I feel like they should just come out and say that they're sponsoring certain people, or maybe certain groups. I think one of those groups seems to be lost, unfortunately. And the truth is that I don't really see this getting any better until people actually start speaking out about it. And that's why I want to make this video and really...
Like, yeah, that's the main reason he's doing that, because Emaru is his friend. So it didn't... That's not cool, man. He was like, we're gonna blow this one up, because I don't want them to try to hide this. No dragon, only lizard. Rude.
Explain the extent of how bad this is, because I know that people can see the Emaru clip, or they can see the furry clip, or they can see, the executives at Twitch trying to pretend to be influencers rather than actually doing their job. But I think that what really is condemning is the fact that all of these things are happening at the same time. They're happening at the same time. They're being actively protected. And this is the last thing that I want to end with.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He's like, there's a lot of people we don't even know about. I know about some people that were much worse. Like, he has knowledge now. 1,000! Probably is. Although I feel like if it was over that number, I feel like it would have come out a lot earlier.
And the main thing that I want to talk about is the fact that Twitch, whenever this event happened yesterday, Twitch lied about the way that the event happened. They explicitly lied. It is verifiable. You can literally look at video and you can see that it's not true. And the reason why they're doing this is because they're trying to minimize the situation. Twitch is a platform that only cares about optics. Their moderation team has never had any principles, but now the principles that they do have are not principles. They're now weaponized. And the platform is degrading. People are leaving. And this is not an opinion, right? This is a graph. This is what the graphs are showing. And I don't really see it getting any better. So I'm making this video as a plea to anybody that has any sense, anybody at Amazon, anybody that has any awareness, please get this shit under control. Something needs to happen before this website kills itself. It's basically already killed its main big event. And I don't know where things are going to be next year.
But yeah,
It's
he's
really
right.
sad. I've been on Twitch now for a little bit over, probably a little bit under 10 years now. And I've been, well known on Twitch for quite a while also. And it's sad to see such a deliberate and unnecessary thing happen to a platform that I've been streaming on for such a long time. I'm really sad to see it. And I wanted to make a video and talk about this because I feel like a lot of other people in my position don't really want to. They don't want to rock the boat for whatever other reason. And YouTubers do it, but they're not streamers. I do a lot of both. And that's why I want to talk about it, bring everything together, and show you guys just how bad this really is. And I'm sure that really, I'm probably only scratching the surface.
What the
And
heck?
I think that there's time, there is time, it is time, it's past time for a degree of accountability and a genuine change. I don't know when that's going to happen, but if it doesn't happen soon, I can pretty much assume that Twitch is going to keep going downhill.
It's gonna keep going downhill unless someone changes it. That was Asmongold. And there we go.